Hello everybody, and welcome. I'm Count Christo, and this is the Once More with Feeling Black Ice campaign. As you may well recall from the beginning, or rather the end, of the previous episode, we recently came under massive attack from the Soviet Union. They have launched a full frontal assault spanning our entire main Western Front. So far, the Stalingrad and Leningrad fronts have not come under anything like the same degree of attack, although we are seeing significant Soviet buildup up here. What are these? Those are NKVD. So these troops that they're deploying here and here are, they're not very good. They're mostly just these garrison divisions. It's interesting that they're choosing to deploy these inferior divisions in this region. I may, given that they are doing so, I may endeavor to drive them back a step here. I'd like to control this victory point if we let an hour pass. Because it would give us just a little bit more supply here. So let's put both these guys in here. Throw in a new attack plan. Put them there. And the tank as well. Just going to come over here. Jolly good. Now, this attack looks terrible, right? Looks like we're going to lose. It looks like they're going to break us all the way along the front. And if they can break us... Sorry, the mic peaking a little bit there. Let me try this. If they can break us on this front, then who knows... Maybe they can break us all the way back to... Don't open a calculator, Christo. Alright, there we go. Maybe they can break us all the way back, but not so. We are going to hold them on this line. Things are not as dire as they seem. If we look at some of these attacks, yes, they have a lot of divisions attacking in here, but they are suffering from low supply, and our stats are substantially better. Also, looking at the piercing value of their tanks, their highest piercing unit, that's 29, their tanks are not going to be able to pierce my Tigers once we get them deployed. We do not have the Tigers to deploy these three divisions just yet, but by the time they finish training, I believe we will. In fact, I think we have enough Tigers to put a fourth line in. In between the last episode and this one, I believe I did it this time, I went around and I deleted some excess garrison units. We may also find ourselves deleting some of the infantry on this front. Manpower concerns are a very real thing. We are gaining political power very slowly. I may well cease doing focuses after I do this Norwegian heavy water to get that research bonus. I'm also going to start doing some research on housing to increase our population that we have access to. Now, I'm going to go from the south of the line to the north, and we're going to tweak deployments to try and deal with this offensive. See, this attack, for example, 32, we're currently losing. It thinks we'll lose in a day. I don't believe you, honestly. I have a decryption advantage. I have 50% attack advantage. They do have an almost twice troop count advantage. But the organization on my infantry is... Well, it's about the same, actually. So, I mean, we might lose that one. But their breakthrough is very bad on most of them. The tanks are obviously the concern, but even the tanks... My attack is exceeding their breakthrough, which means we are inflicting the maximum amount of damage. Their breakthrough is doing precisely nothing. Their breakthrough could be 0 or 289 and have exactly the same impact against 299. Oh, no, wait, that's not true. Sorry. It's the other way around, isn't it? Yeah, no. It's if their breakthrough is higher than your attack, then it doesn't matter how much higher. If it's lower, I think it does matter how much lower, but I'm not sure. But here is the reason why this attack is going well. They have a planning bonus of 55%. If we can hold them while they wear out their planning bonus, then we will win. It is only a matter of bearing with until we can get that planning bonus destroyed. All you guys are on this front. Some of you are deploying down there, which is definitely sensible. This, however, definitely not sensible. The reason this attack got triggered, by the way, entirely my fault. We reorganized the front line. Our men all started moving at once. And therefore, there were weaknesses in the line that the enemy exploited. We're going to be able to hold them there and there. Here, we have men reinforcing in. I'm going to divert one of you down here. I think 4 light tanks should be plenty. This is obviously a weak spot, as is this. It's very problematic. Let's send at least one of you up north. Up here, this should hold. We've got a river crossing working in our favor. We do only have 5 divisions, but pretty sure we're going to be able to hold that. Okay. We definitely need planes flying here. It's possible that these planes should be flying somewhere else. Like, Novgorod right now doesn't have the plane count that it should. So let's try flying them there instead. Okay, some of you guys... Let's go with 2 good planes over this region. And people are saying we need to be on intercept as well. I may set all of my planes to intercept as well as air support, because I think we weren't doing enough to the enemy CAS previously. At least that's one of the theories in the comments as to why we're struggling with the air war. So let's try that. No offensive over Stalingrad, as I said, so it's tempting to move these guys. Don't I have spares, though? Looks like I don't currently have spares. Let's see if we have spares to deploy. I'm sure I do. Yeah, we got crap tons. So let's deploy some of these, just so we have them ready, basically. Looks like we got at least 4,000 fighters waiting in the wings. Give me another set. Way more than 4,000 fighters. Okay. I don't really want the old ones anymore, though. Which is the good one out of this? These 2. All right, you 2 can actually just go. I'm not interested in flying out-of-date fighters anymore. It's these guys that we want. Because all the fighters over here should be automatically upgrading. Who are these short-range planes, and why does it think they're flying from here? Is it you? Yeah, what are you? It's close air support, right? Yeah. I'm guessing we don't have as much of the more modern close air support. So what is the range on the close air support we're currently producing? Your range, good sir. It is 890. It's lower on that one. Okay, so let's switch things up here a little bit. I want some CAS upgrades so we can get more CAS in the right regions. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to transfer some factories directly over from the fighters to the Junkers. Is that how you say it? Like Juncker, the outgoing head of the European Commission? Juncker, rather than Junker? Not sure. Put that there. Good. Yeah, we need 3,000 of those. So, fighters, they need to deploy before I can split them up. Are there any CAS waiting in the wings? Perhaps I shouldn't deploy huge amounts of spare planes, actually, because, of course, it does then, you know, use up. Yeah, we don't have basically any spare CAS. Okay, we'll let them keep deploying then. Yeah, we shouldn't really do this because it's going to use up manpower that would be better deployed in the field. So you guys, what are you? These are CAS. You're not going to do any good from back there. How about these fighters flying here? They don't need to be there. They can probably fly just about from here and here. Maybe from here. And then these guys can come in here. Like so. Okay, now, from the south of the front north, these guys move up help there. These guys, I feel like we could push them back here. One of you would start moving, walking. There we go. You head north. Who's responsible for this section of the front? You guys are. You should switch to walking. You guys. Are you all on this bit of the front? Yeah. Okay, you 3. Get your butts down here. You guys. 3 going south. With some winter acclimatization, as you can see. Nice. Kiev should be able to hold with those guys helping. Here. We'll hold that. We've got 1,000 defense on some of those divisions. This front's okay. Relatively stable. Where are you going? Probably shouldn't go anywhere. Let's keep you here. Where are you lads going? Down a bit south? Probably fine, but let's keep one of you there. This reinforcement concerns me. Let's attempt to send in a tank here to help out there. Now, the rest of this looks pretty good. How many divisions have you got there? 15? You are over the supply cap, so I'm loath to send in any more. You're fighters, yes? Fighters should definitely be deployed further away from the front than the CAS. In fact, I have room for another wing in here, so why don't you make a little advance there? These are good long-range CAS. We don't have enough CAS in this zone. Let's steal 2 of you and replace with 2 fighters from this zone. Okay, now having made all those adjustments all the way up the front, drop a save because I don't want to crash to lose all my my meticulous orders over the last 10 minutes. Let's get this party started. And then immediately pause again. What resource deficits have I got? I've got some chromium right now. Sorry, tungsten. Well, why don't we take a look at our... how do we do this? How do I bring stuff out of the... these things? That's right, I click here. Okay, yeah, give me some tungsten output, please. And some rubber output, if we have that. We can actually output 30. That's pretty good. We only have 15,000, but still, that could help. That will help with that a bit. Everything else looks good. Okay, now, let's weather the storm. Now, watch these attacks slowly turn in our favor. At least some of them. I would love to not lose Kiev. You are in the wrong army, my man. Stay here. And go north a bit. And then hopefully... Where's the other end of that front? Ah, it's all the way down here. And then... hopefully once you've seen off that attack, I'll be able to have you come down here and drive these guys back. In fact, we immediately crush them back. Got massive cast support here, so it's not entirely surprising. You guys should definitely be flying further back. And we will put some CAS in here in your place. We'll put some of it in the north. That looks excellent. Okay. Generally, fights turning to our favor. This one, the only one that we're actually losing. We've got tanks on site as well as fresh infantry pushing in. I'm confident we'll be able to retake that tile. You guys heading up there? They are indeed excellent. This recapture looks good. The south, stabilizing. This one actually are losing, which really does surprise me. They can attack it from many directions. Which is kind of understandable then. How to stabilize this southern section of the front? There aren't good options. Because wherever I look, well... Yes, I'm looking at different front lines we could adopt. Obviously, we want to keep this airbase. It's very nice. It's very close to the front. It's very good for basing CAS out of. The problem with this tile, if it's not obvious, is it can be attacked from 4 directions. If we were to capture here, 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 we would only be have one tile that could be attacked from 3 directions, which is a lot better than being attacked from 4. That, I think, is going to be our operational objective in the south. We're going to try and push to this new front line. Now, if we're doing that, why not do this? That one can be attacked from 4 directions. That one can only be attacked from 3. It's a janky looking front line, but it is a victory point, and every victory point is a supply increase, a supply decrease for them. Closest to them capitulating, apart from anything else. By the way, talking about them capitulating, they are 48% of the way towards capitulating. Just for your interest. Supply down here is good, so we could bring in more infantry. If that was deemed necessary. How about one of these guys goes down here and we move that guy out? We might as well make it one of the guys right next to it, really, shouldn't we? You stay put. Once he moves in there, we'll move this guy out. Yeah, so supply being bad here, let's take 2 of these infantry, bring them down. They'll assist with us gaining this new front line. And that gaining this victory point especially is going to be nice. It is only 1, actually. I thought it was going to be better than that. Oh well, no matter. People are saying your manpower is terrible. Why don't you build... Ooh, recruitment center. That's interesting. I think that's new. How have I got new stuff in my mod? I haven't updated my mod. What? Anyway, police station. Enemy core states. Gives resistance growth minus 0.1. So in order to match 1 cavalry division, I would have to build... Is this in each... Is it in neighboring or just enemy core states? I think it's just enemy core states. And you can only have 1 per region anyway. In other words, to have the same impact as 1 cavalry, I would have to build 5 police stations. 5 police stations is more expensive than 2 military factories. That is a absolutely terrible, terrible, garbage, terrible deal. I'm not doing that. We will, however, build forward supply stations here, and perhaps down here. Good. And then we're just going to stick going on rubber. Rubber is our big deficit, and yeah, obviously, we want to keep repairing infrastructure down here. Something else people mentioned is, for God's sake, man, repair your air bases. Very good point. Because, of course, if the airbase is damaged, it can hold fewer planes. It's fewer, isn't it? Not less. It's countable. Yeah. So we'll do that. This should be a pretty quick repair. What are these? Oh, it's a supply depot. I thought I was building a storage base, which obviously I don't want to do. Cool. All right, unpause. This situation coming under control now. Infantry moving in. Fresh attack here because they moved in some more armor to hold us off. Not going their way. Cass helping out. South, stabilizing. Let's cycle an infantry. Retreat, my good man. Thank you. No, retreat and then cycle back. Thank you very much. Okay, situation under control. Here, ho ho ho. And they're obviously taking heavy offensives while they engage in these fruitless offensives. Good. So, the north, only place I'm really seeing a big problem. I got, who's moving out of here? What are you doing, my man? Go north. Don't let them break me here. Obviously, having supply issues up here, right on the front line, because the front line itself is in a different supply region, which, you know, sucks, but what are you going to do? So go straight back in here. If they take this tile, we'll be able to annihilate them out of it, because it's woods. No, because it's plains, rather. Good. Has the troop arrived down here? Has indeed. You, good sir. Get ye sent over here. Now, it's possible we should start making moves against the allies down here, like this. Because I presume we'd be able to win these fights pretty easily, but I think we just take casualties against a force we don't need to beat. That is a big deal. Panzerfaust finally being unlocked. We were, and I say we, highly remiss to not upgrade to that earlier. Let's get that now. We will not be making a variant of the Panzerfaust because we'll be making a variant of the Panzerschreck, which I think is the next tier, right? Yeah, Panzerschreck. Cool. Good. That is going to give a, once we actually get those into our divisions, that's going to give us a serious piercing bonus. Look at that. They've called off the offensive. Hell yes. We did it, read it. All right, we're pushing them back up here. Give me back that tile. This is where I suspect we're going to have movement on the front in the near future, but I want the situation at the front to stabilize and the supply to repair. I feel like we could make good moves up here if we had those two objectives accomplished. Now, the front here, obviously, wants to be brought back to its original position. It doesn't present a particular supply challenge if it's at its original position, but right now, not having Vibesk and Orsha under our control are not very nice. So, let's launch some offensives down here. We're going to do a fairly full frontal assault. See if it will work. You just stay put. And you keep cutting in here. We don't want these weaknesses in the line to be allowed to persist. Here as well, I would like to push in there. Let's see if a full frontal will meet with success. I'm hopeful that it will. Oh, ho, 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 baby! Look at that troop concentration. Definitely not going to work. Hold that off. Okay. We will reconsider our options there. For now, this tank should move north. Good. Supply in this region, yeah, obviously problematic. Not much I can do about that. Some guys are moving out, so that will help. South now overstacked on supply. Let's remove... Well, surely you don't need that many down here. Yeah, we can take 3 of you guys out. That's a little bit of supply assistance. Good, still not growing. And now supply still a bit over. Let's put 1 of you back up here. 1 of you into the front. So here, how is your supply? I need better decryption, but I think I have max decryption, so the problem is not actually decryption, but rather I don't think this will give us much bonus, having more light guns. We have like no light guns actually used, right? Infantry guns, infantry equipment. Are we using any light guns? Yeah, we are. What are they called? MP40s. How many MP40s am I using? I don't see any. Am I producing that with no template? Yes. Okay, well, let's not do that. Cease producing the light guns. We don't need them. Hitler wants to join wars. I'm not interested. So these guys are all now nicely deployed at the front. Where do we begin our offensive in here? Well, ideally we'll cause a pocket. So let's adjust tank deployment to reflect that desire, and then we will launch. Okay, up here. Front's still stable. We are indeed taking some land here, and as our infantry move in to the land they've just taken, we should see front stabilize in our favor. I'm hopeful we'll be able to rush straight in here. That is a nice capture. Let's see if we can do the same here. Yep, looking pretty good. We're going to need to hold on to that land that we just took, though, so let's move one of you guys in there. You, yes, can be responsible for a small section of this front, so let's move you down. Jolly good. Now, this region, obviously, overstacked on tanks. This region, however, plenty of supplies. So, tanks, move down a little bit like this, and then if we need them to rush back north, deal with the situation, they should be able to. Hoping that the infantry can hold it on their own. But always, you know, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and all that jazz. And on that terrible lyrical note, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. In the next episode, having stabilized the front line, we will crush in here. Probably go here, 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 here. Pocketing these 3 tiles, wipe out any Soviet divisions in there, stabilizing us up in front, removing a 4-directional attack tile, which is never something you want. Meanwhile, we will hope the Soviets cease their huge build-up here, in which case we can push them back to the river, stabilizing there. Meanwhile, attacking into Vibesk here. Excellent. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.